Now to a warning to the Jewish community to stay vigilant as they prepare to head to synagogue tomorrow.
Every major city police agency in America is on alert as the war between Israel and Hamas intensifies. That includes HPD and the FBI. Matt Doherty is at the Jewish Community Center in Meyerland tonight, one of the places adding more security starting tomorrow. Matt?
Yeah, the JCC says it does not have any information on any legitimate threat. However, it will be boosting its security. Tomorrow, they'll be adding additional armed security guards just as a precaution. In an email to community members tonight, the JCC CEO writes, quote, "We have been made aware of propaganda circulating on the internet and social media that calls for the targeting of the Jewish community with violence on Friday, October 13th, 2023. In response, armed security will be on duty inside and outside of the center starting tomorrow. Tonight at a church in Southwest Houston near Hobby Airport.
And we're going to move them to a safe place before someone else will put a hand on them."
A woman shares the story of how her brother was killed in Israel on Sunday by a Hamas terrorist while he was helping gather bodies of dead civilians in the streets.
My brother ran to the other direction. My cousin said that after a few minutes he heard 5 gunshots and that was the end.
I say terrorism comes in many ways. One way is what they did on Saturday. The other thing is keeping all of us all around the globe in fear. This is terrorism.
We asked the Israeli Consul General to the Southwest if she had any concerns about tomorrow after a former Hamas leader called for a day of rage.
Jewish communities and different communities around the world are taking it seriously, are doing taking the necessary precautions.
Earlier today, the Council on American Islamic Relations Houston chapter criticized what it's calling a one-sided portrayal of the situation in Gaza. They fear for those in Gaza and ask that others demonstrate on their behalf.
We call on those who support human rights and liberty to join local actions here in Houston and surrounding areas supporting the Palestinian call for freedom.
The FBI's Houston field office released this statement today, which reads in part, quote, "The FBI is aware of open source reports about calls for global action on Friday, October the 13th that may lead to demonstrations in communities throughout the United States. The FBI Houston field office is working closely with our law enforcement partners to share information and identify and disrupt any threats that may emerge." Now, CARE tells us they've been getting reports from college students who say that they've been bullied for demonstrating in support of some of those Palestinian civilians. They are encouraging everyone who wants to protest or demonstrate to do so peacefully. Lynn?
All right, Matt, thank you. And tonight, Israel is vowing to keep blocking food, fuel, and medicine from entering the Gaza Strip. That is until Hamas militants release the 150 hostages that have been taken kidnapped. Tonight, more than 1,500 people are dead in Palestinian-controlled Gaza after days of airstrikes from Israel destroyed hundreds of buildings. The death toll expected to rise as the Israeli military now preparing for a possible ground invasion into Gaza. The war leading to a humanitarian crisis for 2.3 million civilians in Gaza who are running out of food and water. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken says the U.S. stands behind Israel's retaliation to Hamas's brutal attack.
The United States is one of more than 30 countries where family members, friends, entire communities are being forced to go through this wrenching experience because of Hamas's disdain for human life and basic human dignity.
The White House says at least 27 Americans have been killed. Another 14 are unaccounted for. The U.S. plans to arrange evacuation flights for Americans stuck in Israel starting tomorrow.